All right. We back with another one. This is episode 215 of the No Hangover podcast. As always, like, comment, subscribe, follow, rate, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on Instagram at No Hangover Podcast. We're on TikTok at No_hangover. Make sure you run up those reels, those snippets, comment, interact. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. If you think I sound dumb, go ahead and let me know. And we'll talk about it. But yeah, back with another one. We got another guest on here today. Another Orlando rapper, PharoTheGreat.
Yeah, man.
What's good, dog?
Chilling, man. You know, it's your boy PharoTheGreat. You feel me? Coming through the No Hangover podcast.
You already know.
Coming to talk some music and stuff. You know, whatever I got coming up and stuff like that.
Word.
You know, for the people that I already know, though, like I'm very, very camera shy, like,
which is kind of,
yeah, I don't know, like even before we cut the camera on, it's like I'd be normal, but once the camera on, it's like, you know, but
what do I do with my hands?
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be cool though. I'm trying not to be as shy as I usually be though, but it's gonna be a good podcast.
Do you think that, like, does that show up like when you're shooting a video or something like that, or is it just like when you're sitting down doing interviews that you get a little bit more camera shy?
I mean, I would say like more so it's like, it's kind of weird, like when I like gotta perform or something, like right before I probably go on to perform, I kind of be nervous and stuff, like I get the butterflies or whatever, like even like before the camera come on, I'm like, but it's like I feel like when it's time to like, you know, put on that show, I kind of flip a different switch, and like usually like when I perform or record a video for a song or whatever, like my whole personality changed more so because I know I got something to like present. Like, but most of the time though, like if I'm doing something like or a show or whatever, I usually have on shades though, but because my eyes be closed like majority of the time. Cause like I always tell people like I don't remember what happened or I didn't see what happened out there because my eyes be closed. Like I don't know, like it's like a kind of anxiety thing, but I enjoy it though. Cause it kind of I feel like in those times, like when I'm doing music or whatever, I feel free. Word. But I'm still kind of got my guard up, but I'm allowing people to be in that space and stuff. But I don't know what it is that I'm camera shy. It's like I can't really help it.
That's funny, cause like I mean, just like as an artist, you have to be in front of the camera a lot. You have to, you know, kind of put yourself out there a little bit more, especially like, you know. And your music, depending on what your subject matter is, it can be kind of vulnerable. It can be letting people into what's going on in your life. So it's, I feel like more times, I feel like, you know, like you're saying, like, you know, when an artist says they're getting up on the stage or they're doing a music video, like it seems a little bit more natural. But, you know, sitting down and having a conversation with somebody can be a little bit more, you know. Yeah,
because it's kind of like, even though I feel like usually when I do go places or when it's like time to turn up or whatever, I kind of know that I am like the life of the party. Like, I don't know cocky stuff though. I can cuss.
Go ahead.
I don't know cocky shit though, but like it's just more so like when it's like these type of settings where it's kind of like isolated. I just be feeling like the spotlight on me, but I don't have a problem with it. It just kind of like, I don't know. I'd be in a shell, but I had no problem with like, you know.
No, that makes sense though. Like it is a little different, and I feel like part of it kind of, and I don't know if this you know goes to what you're saying, but I feel like, you know, part of it is, you know, kind of the age that we're in. Like, you know, social media, people will fucking pick your ass apart any chance they fucking get, especially if you're like, you know, a public figure, you know, you're an entertainer or something. They feel like they have the right to just kind of
to say anything. I mean, I wouldn't, I don't know. I think I've been like that since I was a kid though. Like I always been like a quiet, shy dude or whatever, but I was also like a class clown and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like when it's time to kind of put on that show, like I'll be that person, but at the same time though, I'm quiet. I don't really talk like that. I don't really like do the most around people like that. For real. Like it's just right time, right place. I feel like I'll be that person to be doing the most, but majority of the time I'm chilling though. But I don't, even what you said, like the internet, when people say certain stuff, I always say like I never feel like I kind of receive like any like bad reviews or any hate. That's just me though. I know certain people do see their comments or I don't know. I feel like everything that I receive from people is always like filled with love. That's just me though. But probably because that's what I put out and that's how I move, which I don't encounter weird stuff. But majority of the time, like I can't really complain. Like I feel like everybody like support me, root for me, like love me, and it's
that's
like
what's up,
vice versa.
Yeah, that's what's up then. Because I definitely, I know I've been getting fucking people.
Yeah, no. I don't know, like
getting on me about fucking shit.
Like you say, we're getting vulnerable with the music. Like I feel like I just do a lot of stuff differently to where people like kind of be like, yeah, like we can support that. And then, like even with people that I don't even be like knowing, like on Instagram, like they'll repost my stuff and like, you know, say I'm like their favorite artist or
shit. I bet that's
I'm like the next
feeling.
one. Yeah, like they call me a legend and stuff. But it's like I be kind of feeling like I don't know. I don't really know. I feel good about it, but it just be shocking to me.
Yeah.
It's just like for me to receive that, because I still feel like I'm a like regular person. Like, you know?
Hey, but I mean that's a good characteristic to have. I mean, you kind of keeping yourself humble and kind of, you know, taking things in stride and not, you know, getting too soaked up in the moment. You know, it kind of seems like you appreciate it, but it's like I'm still trying to do some shit. Like I still haven't even, you know, gotten to what I'm trying to what I'm trying to get. So I appreciate the love, but you know, just keep watching.
Yeah, tight shit.
That's what's up though. So I mean, let's start from the beginning. When did you start getting into music? Like, was it something that kind of, you know, you just kind of ran into, or was, you know, is this something that you kind of always felt like, you know, was a part of it?
I feel like I got kind of like the story, just like how everybody else is really like, well, with most people, like I never wanted to rap. Like I never thought about rapping. Like, I feel like it was more so just me hanging around my friends. Like the two main people that I knew was rapping, which I was telling about him earlier, was Murder, BTG Murder, and another friend that I had was Shane. Them two was always rapping and like making songs and sending us their songs and stuff, and I liked it, but I was always into music, and I was more so the type not to really listen to like what everybody else around was listening to. I would listen to music like that's on the radio, or like I would listen to like a lot of like mainstream, like Bruno Mars, all that stuff. Like some Lil Wayne stuff, it was on the radio or whatever. But I feel like I kind of got that niche to like pick up the game. So it's like I kind of was playing with it to where it's like I'll probably go live on my Instagram, Facebook, or whatever it was, and just be freestyling. People would be commenting and stuff, and I would like freestyle what they're commenting, and I would just keep it going. And I kind of just started getting better and better at it. And then, you know, the two that I said, they basically like just brought me to the studio one day, and I was making songs with them. But I was good at it, but I still felt like I was kind of learning. Yeah. And then it's just like as time progressed, I was making more songs, and I started posting trailers, and I dropped my first song. And I just started getting, like I say, I never really got a bad from my first song. Like even from when I used to record with my phone next to the TV and on voice notes. Like even when I was recording those songs, people would be like, it's hard. Yeah. So it was just more so, just rapping, just seeing my friends rap. And I kind of took interest. We used to play basketball. Once the basketball wave kind of died down, it was like, what's next? So I started rapping, and I just always got good feedback from it. And they just was like, you should take it serious. But I was always hesitant because, like I said, I was shy and stuff. But when I was doing it, it made me feel different. Like it didn't make me feel like no shy kid. It didn't make me feel like small or nothing. Like when I would get in that booth or do whatever, and then a lot of people wanted features from me, that's when they started to respect how I'm coming. Even though I wasn't nowhere as good as I am now. But it was still like we see something in him, and we gonna push it. So they believed in me, so I just kept it going. So like that's why I'm like here now. You know?
Did you play any sports growing up or anything like that?
Yeah, I played basketball. I wanted to play football, but my parents, they didn't want to let me. Cause I'm Haitian, so it's like I'm full Haitian, but that contact sport, like they just weren't going for it because
they don't play like rugby and shit in Haiti or nothing?
Hell no, they play soccer. That's it. Yeah, that's shit. From what I know, like they probably play like basketball, but not organized basketball. But soccer is like the main thing. But I want to play football. I want to play football. But I played basketball. Probably from middle school all the way up to 12th grade until I stopped. But I played basketball. I was like a shooter. So it was like I was slow. Like I just could shoot. Like you just but that's why I always made a team. I got cut one time in 8th grade because I got in trouble, like in class type shit. But the teacher class that I got in trouble in, that was his wife. So she told on me, but
damn.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that though, she snitched on me. But that hurted me though. I'm not gonna cap, but I don't know. I never been cut. That's what I'm saying. Like majority of stuff that I do when I put my all into it, bro. I feel like I never experienced like fail for real. Like it probably be hard like getting there, but you know, some hooping shit, basketball. I went to Jones. I don't know if you know what that is, like Jones High School, to play basketball there. Yeah, like I was just a shooter. Like couldn't leave me open. Like or like when they get like critical, they draw the play for me to shoot the ball. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like
part of it is knowing your role. Like you said, you might have been a little slow, but you know what you were good at.
And I was slow. I could play defense, but it just like if I'm guarding somebody faster than me, I would have to calculate where they going to beat them to that spot. I couldn't just like
you couldn't just like man them up.
I'm not finna just like lock you up for the whole possession, like because I couldn't slide my feet that fast. But like, that's the thing with me though. So that's why I'm so great at the shit I do because it's like I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at, and it's like they gonna put me where I need to be, so I ain't gotta get picked apart.
You're gonna execute. You're gonna get that shit done.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what's up. Fucking. But why I asked that though is because do you feel like there's like a correlation or like a tie between like sports and that feeling that it gave you, you know, kind of that pressure and crunch time and shit like that, and then going to the booth and, you know, laying down a verse or making a song or some shit like that?
And I done made a lot of songs where I like kind of do like sports references or like, you know, like put me in game coach, like whatever, like rapping on some shit like that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But I feel like it's a correlation to me because I done been in moments where it's like I say, they draw the play for me to like hit the game, and I done like literally like. And shout out to J-Mo because it was like one game we had. It was like a fall league game, and we think it was down like 2 or 1. Or it was tied up, something like that. But it was like no timeouts, no nothing. It was like 5 seconds. Drew a full court play, or whatever. It was like inbound the ball, whatever. Throw the ball across the court to me in the corner, and I hit the shot. I made it. So it was like the feeling of like making that shot and everybody like screaming and like going crazy. And then it's like from that feeling was just like, damn, okay, I'm on top of the world. Like I love this shit. Like, and then from it translated to the music, it's like when I go in the booth and I make a song and it's like one of them ones, and then I go take it to the club or perform and everybody's singing it like word for word, and it's like they jamming and I've been in places where I perform or I'm playing a song and people will go up to the DJ and say, nah, play that again. Like I'm not even telling them to play it again. They telling the DJ, nah, you gotta run that back.
Run that shit back.
All that screaming my name, Pharo, shout out to Pharo, whatever. Like I done been to we played the song like 5-6 times. It be the same feeling towards like I did it. Like I'm the man in the moment right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like everything's surrounding around me. Like, and like I said, I don't know, cocky shit. It just feel good because like I always been shy in the background, chilling type of guy. But when it's time for me to come forward, I'm gonna make sure I come forward the right way. So it's like like being able to be a part of a team and make your team win, that feel good. And then I mean on the music tip, like your entourage, whoever you rolling with, that's your team. And it's like when you go in there and the music playing and everybody noticing and turn around and pointing or whatever, like, oh, that's them boys, and you feel me, like. We won again, so you see what I'm saying. So it's like everybody get associated. So it's like, okay, we fought with y'all crowd. Like you feel me? It's like it's a good feeling.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that definitely is. You know, you kind of more that start talking to more artists and shit like that. You kind of notice that there's that tie between that feeling of, I mean, that competitive feeling. Because I play sports too, and I think it's like every kid should play sports at some point. At some level, you should be on a team, like having to rely on somebody else, having to, put that pressure on yourself to perform and shit like that, because it really shows who you are and it builds character. Like I played what? My first team sport was soccer, but it was kind of the same thing with my mom. She didn't want me playing football, but finally when I got to high school, like me and my stepdad wearing her down, just like, please. Like I've been playing backyard football with my friends. Like I know I can keep up with them. Like let me at least try it. So then finally my freshman year, she let me play, and that's what I played all 4 years. So that shit was, it definitely, it's hard to replace that feeling of competitiveness and camaraderie and like and doing something kind of bigger than yourself type shit.
Yeah, and also like to go back to the question of like how they correlate, like you say, like being able to depend on somebody and like it just give you like structure. You know what I mean? And it's like when you playing for a team, sometimes like you say, even though I done been in moments where I gotta hit the shot and I make it, it done been times where the shot don't go in. You know what I'm saying? And you lose, and you gotta have that feeling of like losing and stuff like that. But it's like go to the music, you may make a song and you think it's the one, and then when you put it out, it don't get no traction, no views, no nothing. Nobody really fuck with it. Like, and I feel like that's the same feeling. Like, damn, like what I did wrong type shit. And it's like you ain't really do nothing wrong. It just wasn't a time for that. Probably, you feel me? Then you go back to the drawing board, like go back to practice, like go back in the booth, like make another song, like do something else. Because a lot of artists gonna make over 50 songs, 100 songs, or whatever, and only one of them get you that shine that you want. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that all the other songs fail. It just probably wasn't the time for that song.
Yeah.
But a majority of the time, when somebody do blow up off that one song, all the fans go back to the old songs and then like, damn, he was dropping stuff like this, and you feel me? It's multiple songs that's popular right now that people dropped 10 years ago. Like,
for real.
Even with the dude from Atlanta, like the J Money dude, whatever. Like, songs been dropped, but songs has been supposed to do that. But it's like, it's all about
that's
all about timing.
Who else was saying that? Fucking Russ.
Yeah,
he be saying a lot of that shit that like just put out a song every week. You know, put out a song, and then like you were just saying, that one song that hits, you know, it'll blow up. But then you got fucking 50, 100 songs that now they can go back and listen to, and you know, then they'll start getting traction. You'll see which songs, you know. So it is, you know, and we were talking a little bit about it before we started recording. I mean, just with, you know, with me like posting on social media and shit, like, you know, I got fucking videos. Some will do good, some will do bad, whatever. But, you know, then you get that one video or you get that one, you know, interaction that kind of draws more eyes to it. Yeah. And then you got fucking 100, 200 videos already that you've been posted in. And they go back and watch those. And it gives people a reason to go back and watch. Yeah. Like if you just have one song or one podcast or one this and you got nothing else out, then it's like, I feel like it kind of puts a little bit more pressure on you to, all right, well, now I got to put that out again. I got to fucking do this again to make sure that I get these same numbers. Yeah. Instead of now you have this catalog out, you see which songs kind of hit, which songs don't, which ones, you know, kind of, you know, were fitting into a certain niche or whatever. And then you can kind of go back and then trying to repeat that formula. And then I just feel like it sets you up for success a little bit, a little better for future stuff. If it's really a long-term thing that you're trying to do. But no, that definitely... Sports and music definitely, you know, go hand in hand. Sports and entertainment, really. But facts. But yeah, so now I mean you're here. It's fucking the end of May 2025, and you got a new project coming out. Yeah,
new project. My new project name is Top of the Wave. So like I got that name from my like one of my friends, Shalom. Shout out Shalom for that name. It's like basically like, because like I said, like everything with me be about timing and just going over the years. Like I kind of started off rapping like a certain way, which was like kind of like just regular rap, I feel like. But I always been versatile to where I make singing songs and stuff. It just kind of I never really stuck with one thing, which I like because I like to be versatile. But with this project like Top of the Wave, I feel like it just signified the versatility that I have. And like I like certain music to where it's like I want my music to be heard in a fun way, not to a way somebody feel like, oh, I can only listen to this around this certain crowd or around this type of night or morning or whatever. Like my music on this album, Top of the Wave, like it's like straight fun. Like everything about it is fun. It's like wavy, vibey, everything. It's stuff that you can be repeating, walking through the house singing or whatever, in the car vibing. Like even with the people that do content, like the Get Ready With Me and stuff like that, like all that stuff is just fun stuff to where it's like this stuff can be like played out for the next however long, you know. And I just try to separate myself to where it's like I don't try to fit in with anyone, cause like, you know, just being in Orlando scene, our scene is more so like kind of like, I can't really say drill, but it's like kind of like roughness a little bit.
I know what you mean.
It's not, I won't say specifically drill. It's like either roughness or kind of like
it's more like street shit.
Yeah, like street shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But with the Top of the Wave, it's just more so like I feel like it's just more of a vibe. Like, and with the inspiration, I just feel like, cause like I said, Top of the Wave is just like you just surfing. It just like it just give you that vibe. And from my other musical inspiration, like the people that I look up to, like on the rap tip, like it's like Young Thug, Gunna, Lil Uzi, NBA YoungBoy, Kodak, like Raw Wave. Those probably like my main six. I don't know if I said Lil Uzi, but Lil Uzi. Yeah, like I feel like just all those mixed in like into one pot. I won't say that's me, but it's like that's where I get my inspiration from. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just like, it just give you a whole different vibe. So like when you hear the song, it's just like something where you just have no choice but to vibe to. You know what I'm saying? So that come out on the 7th next month. So it'd be like the first Saturday. So like 6/7 2025. And I think we got 14 songs on it. So I'm really excited for that to drop because I've been doing like a whole rollout, everything that I've been posting and dropping, but like all my ideas, everything I'm recording and whoever's involved, like I'm, going to recruit them and stuff like that. Spending a lot of money on it, studio time, all that. Like it's just me. I have, I'm not signed, no manager, no nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, even with the project, like I said, like Top of the Wave, it's hard to stay on top of a wave. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to like ride some for a long time to where like you staying consistent. And I just feel like if you want something bad enough, like you work hard for it, like no matter if it's a team or not, which it'll be easier, like, if I had a team or whatever, but my team is me and my friends, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't say I'm just doing everything by myself, but I'm doing everything by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it seems you're spearheading it. Like you're the one that's like making all decisions, everything final kind of runs through you on this. So,
and it's like, when I'm in the studio, whatever, they're there and stuff like that, listening and giving me their opinions and stuff. If I agree, I agree. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, like with this, like I said, the whole Top of the Wave, everything is just like a brand. Like everything is like a hashtag or it's like a statement, like trademark. Like everything I do, like that's why like when I am posting, I'm spamming the same thing, like wavy. So like when somebody see me like out in public, the majority of the time they're saying something that they see me post. Like they saying my ad look like the year, like they see me and people just be saying that randomly, or they call me Wave, or they call me Peter, like, you feel me, all that. That's like one of my alter egos on the rap tip, like, you feel me? And like it just a special project to me. And I got, I just recorded a song yesterday with my kids on there.
I saw that video.
Yeah, so like that was fun. It was funny to make because they see what I do and they like it. And like when I play my music, like my oldest son Princeton, like he'll ask me like, "Oh, you like play this song or play that song?" Like, he'll be saying little lyrics. So it just like everything about it is a good vibe. Like it don't give you no bad energy. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing to where I'm dissing nobody or talking about this or killing nothing. Like it's just straight vibes to it. And I feel like I never heard that sound in Orlando. But I don't want to just think Orlando because I want to be like worldwide. But it's like I love Orlando though. I'm not the type of person that how everybody else is, or like Orlando this, which I understand. Orlando do got its bad ways and stuff. It's not like I don't see it.
Yeah.
Because they definitely it's definitely a popularity thing in Orlando. Like, and I don't feel like I'm the most popular guy, but I mean I'm known well enough, and like I said, I receive a lot of love, bro. But
you were born and raised here in Orlando?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Orlando.
Yeah, same. So like, no, but I feel you though.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Orlando.
It's funny because me and EA talked about this shit when I had him on. But it's like people from Orlando are so ready to shit on Orlando, and it's like, bro, it ain't that bad here. Like. Yeah, like you said, it has its shit and it has its downfalls to it, but it like compared to a lot of other cities, like it's really not that bad. Like,
and I just feel like with that,
and it's a growing city too. Like so there's a lot of people putting money into it now, and there's a lot of people moving from New York and California and shit like that with money that are coming here to. Because it's untapped still. Like it's kind of like in that middle ground of like.
I feel like it's only like that because of the people who's kind of controlling like the music scene. You know what I mean? Because that's really like what be like the main talk of the talk. It's not like people saying, "Oh, we got bad theme parts" or like this or it's usually about the music and like who's controlling what or what DJ doing this or what promoter doing this. That's really what you really see people talking about and saying that's why they hit Orlando. Like if somebody if anybody small or local or like that's coming from a specific hood, like to where we got our hoods and stuff, I don't really care to name them because I don't be on that. So I'm saying, but it's like if you from a specific hood or whatever and you try to probably start a clothing brand, it's so hard to do that because like if you from a specific hood, automatically like you got one section hating on you just because you from that side. You know what I'm saying? And it don't matter, it can be the hardest shirt in the world. Yeah. But it's like
you got powers.
I just feel like it's only like the hood sections of Orlando that make it seem like, oh, Orlando sucks so bad. But like you say, it's so much more to Orlando. But I love Orlando to death. Like because anywhere I go, if I go out the country, out the state or wherever, I always say this shit nothing like Orlando. Like when I go to Atlanta cool. Like you feel me? It just not up. I never realized how up to date we are to certain stuff. Like I'm not saying we just futuristic, but a lot of places is behind. Like especially on the East Coast. Like I done been to Virginia, all type of stuff. They still got like cabins and stuff for house, like old stuff. And I'm just like, damn, like you feel me? It's just crazy. I'm just like, bro, this Orlando, like we far gone. We don't even understand. It just we ungrateful. That's what it is. Like
for sure. And I feel like part of it, like I was saying, like it is, we're kind of in that middle ground of we're not a big city yet, but we're big enough that we're not like a small town. So like we're in that middle ground, and it seems like, you know, I feel like, and I'm not saying this just because I'm from Orlando and I love where I'm from, but I do. It just kind of seems like, you know, Orlando is going to be, you know, one of the more popping cities in the next 10, 15 years, just because of the money that's coming in, you know, the money that's being put into, you know, renovating downtown areas and, you know, the suburbs around Florida, I mean, around Orlando and all that shit, and all like the surrounding areas and shit like that, the money that's getting put into it. So, I mean, naturally that's going to bring more traffic, that's going to bring more money, that's going to, you know, bring more, you know, more opportunity for people, whether it's, you know, whether it's in music or whether it's in, you know, whatever field.
And I feel like, even with the scene or the music scene, because if you pay attention, like a lot of times when people go on tour, they come to Orlando. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we don't have the scene. And even with the rap, a lot of people that's like rapper, like the Boss Man, D-Los, Boston Richards, they're not from Orlando, but they like really popped off in Orlando, you know what I'm saying? Because like we have a lot of powerful people. I just think the people that we have that can blow you up, they still kind of be in the city, and it's like, to us, they're still kind of regular. But it's a lot of those promoters, DJs that are so involved with people that's in the industry, but I don't think they get enough respect for it. But also it's like, I think it's just like a mutual disrespect. Like they don't respect the crowd, and the crowd don't respect them type shit. You feel what I'm saying? But I know a lot of promoters and DJs that like literally could be on the phone with a dude that just went platinum. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy because it's like,
it's right there. If you would
realize and notice and what's really going on, like this whole scene could be different because these people can actually help you and do certain stuff. But it just, the people that have the power, they get disrespected. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get a city the cold shoulder, like
and that's kind of, and you see it a lot in music too, just kind of the gatekeeping of shit. And like, I understand it to an extent. Obviously, you don't want to just let anybody in and like just kind of make it seem like it's, you know, you could just put out a song and come on aboard. Like, you know, you want to be able to, you know, have people that have actually, you know, have a track record and are actually good and shit like that. But then there is that threshold of like, all right, but then, you know, say somebody is good and they're doing all the things that they need to do, but maybe you had a bad interaction. It's like, well, who could like look past that? Maybe it was just a one-off. And then, you know, like, don't like, if someone's good, let them show what they got. And if they actually got it, then it's going to benefit both people. And if they don't, then they're going to fall back in and go back to what they're doing anyway. So like, what's the point of like gatekeeping so hard?
Right. And I feel like when it comes to that, because it's a lot of, like you say, it's a lot of people that's deserving. Because we have a lot of rappers who've been rapping or who just started, like a long list of people who should have been like, and I done seen the controversy, like to where it's like, dang, well, why would you, you know, bring this person out for this person's tour, or bring this whatever, when we got 5 people from the city that could have been. But that's what I'm saying is like, I think we treat each other, even though some of those people have that status, I just think we don't respect it enough to where it's like, we'll see that person and still treat them like, oh, you just that dude from down the street that we know we went to school with. But no, it's like when they go out of town though, like they, you know, moving presidential to where like they getting treated how they supposed to be. They're not getting treated how they supposed to be in the city. Like,
I mean, and you know, you do kind of, like you're saying, you have to give respect where it's due. Like, regardless of how you feel about the person, you got to give respect where it's due. Like, there's, you know, a handful of times, I mean, more than a handful of times that I might not like somebody. I might not necessarily, you know, I might view them in a certain light, but if they're doing something that I could admire and respect, then put all that other bullshit aside. Like, I might not fuck with you, but hey, I'm not gonna.
Niggas ain't doing that in Orlando, though. I know niggas ain't doing that. Like, even if we don't have an altercation or this or that and the third, I don't fuck with you, but we can do this. For niggas not doing that. Like, it just because, like they say, like it is like a crab in a bucket type of thing, and it's like I don't know why it's like that. It's been like that for a long time. We was kind of on the rise, but like I say, so it's definitely like 2 handfuls of people to where it's like they should already been blew up.
Yeah.
But if you can make it out of Orlando rapping, bro, or anything music, like you'll survive because
you got to go through some shit. It's not just gonna be given to you. I know
multiple people, and not so multiple, but I know a couple rappers who don't went viral for certain stuff, or they song getting like stupid plays everywhere, and it's like because of what's going on in the city, they can't grow. And it's like now they done fell off. And I was like, not a bad thing to see them where I've seen them, but like I may see them downtown and just on the regular, like but it's just like, damn, like if there was somewhere else, if you take all the people that I'm speaking of, but like I said, I don't really care to name nobody because I can't really think off the top of my head, and I don't want to leave nobody out. But if I could name them, it's like if you were to take those people, put them in like Atlanta or something or whatever, it would have been blue probably the first month they was rapping. You see what I'm saying? Like, but in here, bro, you got to rap for like ever, and then you still might not just because of the politics and shit. Like,
man, that fuck everything up. Do you think? I mean, because like I said, I'm just now kind of really starting to tap into the music scene in Orlando. Do you think even going to a place down like even closer than Atlanta? Because probably as far as musically, Atlanta's probably the most popping city around Orlando. But even a place like Miami, that's a big time city. But do you kind of? I don't know how tapped in you are into that.
I ain't that tapped in, but I would think if you're able to take your music down to Miami and survive down there, you should be good because it's a lot of rappers down there too. Where it's like I know it's definitely a list artists down there, but then it's like a lot of upcoming rappers that's down there and they grinding. You feel me? From what I'm seeing on the social media to like, but yeah, like you say, I mean, if you could, you gotta go out of the state. You can go down south.
I was about to say,
I would say Miami.
I was kind of like where I was trying to go with that question. He's like, do you think there's as much, I mean, as far as and kind of, just based off what you see, do you think there's less gatekeeping going on down there than there is in Orlando?
Type shit. Hell yeah. I mean, it gotta be less because
it seems
you gotta think though, even down south, like the Miami Broad, whatever, the sections is like, you feel me? You got the DJ Frisco dude. So like any person that's really got some stuff going, it seems like he'll take their song and speed it up and that get you traction. Like, and they all like, but that's the thing, like with the Miami dudes, from what we know up here, like Central Florida, like those dudes are tight. They gonna vibe or whatever and get money. Like they would like the flashy get money stuff. They don't really get into all of that from what I see. I don't personally know, but down here it's like niggas get money, but it just don't seem like that's their priority. You know what I mean? It's more so like they have a point to prove, like I'm better than this person, or I'm this, or I'm that, or if they see somebody doing something, it's like they'll drop everything they're doing to say I should have been over that person. Like,
so just hating ass.
Yeah, like it's really like instead of it being like, let me just focus on my grind. If I see that dude make it, okay, I'm gonna use that for motivation. Let me try to make it to where he at. I'm gonna meet him up there, then we can work. Yeah, now it's like he made it up there, and whoever support him, the person that think that they supposed to be past that person, they'll more so just be tagging them and calling them out and y'all did riding, y'all this, y'all that, y'all was fucking with me first and this, that, and the third.
But like,
it's just backwards.
Yeah,
you know?
and I mean, like, and I can understand like where like somebody would come from doing that shit, but like just even in that moment, if you're gonna hate, and then you put it out, whatever, and then you look back and see it just doesn't make sense because it's like, but doesn't that make me look like a bitch? And it makes me lose. It feels like it would make me feel like I lose credibility anyway. Right. So then, what's the point of me going out and bitching, looking like a bitch, and then losing credibility and like complaining that like you were over here like fucking with me, now you're over there. Instead of like you said, just like, all right, bet we're both on this wave. Let's ride this shit and vibe.
Right, you got to ride the wave. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you got to ride the wave. Like that's why I'm saying it's hard to stay on top of that wave. That's why I say like I'll be trying to stay super wavy. Like you feel me? It's either you gonna ride away or you gonna drown. But even with that, I just feel like people be feeling entitled. And a lot of people in Orlando, it's like we personally know each other, so it's kind of like you feel like somebody owe you that. Like, cause it done been time where like, you in the studio with somebody or whoever, like you really start off with them when they have nothing. Yeah. So when they kind of step out of that box and they start to bubble a little bit, and then you kind of looking like, well, shit, where my piece of the pie at type shit. Like, yeah. And the nigga don't got to give you a piece of the pie. Then that's when it kind of turned out to be like, what, instead of like you keep working and keep whatever. And then if you see he bubbling, bro, if you probably work and keep sending him your music and show him that you probably got some shit. All right. The most he probably can do is like at least repost your shit or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
and that helps though. But that helps.
If they dealing with a big artist and be like, hey, yo, get him a feature. Like the shit business.
It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And that's a good point that, it kind of, people feeling that sense of entitlement instead of taking that and like using it to fuel you in a positive way. It's like, all right, bet, like I know I got something. Let me just keep on fucking grinding, and eventually somebody's gonna fucking notice it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, you know, A person over here, maybe, you know, B, C, or D person down the road might notice it, and then it'll reconnect me with this person. Like, you know, that's how full circle moments happen. Like maybe, like, you know, we were talking about it before, the timing of shit. You know, maybe this isn't the right time that I'm supposed to be working with this person, or maybe, you know, maybe we need to branch out and do our own thing.
Or
so
maybe
when we
it's just
come
that
back,
person time. You feel me? Because
yeah,
stuff be
real
individual.
shit, man.
It's daytime.
That shit, yeah. No, I'll never understand. Like, not that I don't understand it. It don't make sense to like continue to do things like that, and like it just seems like it's self-sabotage at a certain point.
Yeah. And
you're
I feel
too
like
busy thinking about worrying about somebody else.
It's like sometimes you just gotta look in the mirror, like, cause even like, you know, the type of things back to me, like I say with the music, it's just like everything I do, it's just gotta be like a certain way. It gotta be like wavy. So it's like certain times, like instead of me trying to look, cause I mean I feel like I done been in a position to where like I kind of look at certain stuff like, well damn, like why not me? But I never really let myself get in too deep because I mean everybody human, you gonna feel some type of way
naturally,
but
yeah.
you should be able to fight that feeling. But it's like I feel like it come down to, even like you say, working on your craft. It could be the music. Like you might have the music, but you might not have the look.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes like that's why like when I try to carry myself a certain way, like my style and stuff, you feel me? Like with me, like I like to dress a certain way. Like I don't really wear like stuff I see other people wearing.
Yeah.
Like, or I just try to keep everything to where it's like I'm distinguished. Like this is Pharo's look. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying like even with the my album, like when I'm coming on there saying certain stuff or how I'm saying it, like, and when I'm saying it, it just makes sense. And then when it comes down to the clothes, like I say, it's like I usually wear like, you know, I love boots and shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wear boots, whatever. Like make sure I'm up the part that I look nice. And it's like people are gonna notice the small stuff. Like sometimes people may just have that music and think like, why the music ain't?
Yeah.
Which the music can catch that traction. Yeah, but if you have different attributes, like the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you look, the way your hair is, like everything stand out to people because it's at the low level, it's about the music, but what you have to understand is you might not be able to get to the top because you have to give them something to sell. Like once you get to the top, like it's a business. I didn't never understand that though, but now I see like how they try to make, you know, when you sign that contract, when you whatever, they want you to be something that nobody else got. Like when the label comes and signs, it's like y'all don't got this. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all may have that, but y'all ain't got this. Like so that's why I was like, you kind of like gotta pull those stunts and pull answers. That's why sometimes people be doing little weird stuff. It makes sense because I gotta do shit that other niggas scared to do. Yeah, like you see what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't see what the entitlement be about. I don't really understand that part, but.
So I mean, we both, you know, mentioned it a little bit that, you know, that entitlement, you know, that feeling of like why him not me kind of comes naturally a little bit, and some people, you know, obviously will let it fucking consume them and they'll act on it and then they look fucking dumb and silly and all that shit, and then other people, you know, will again, you know, use that and like, all right, you know, why not me, but I'm gonna make it me, and you know, put in the work and shit like that. Like, what do you think? Do you think that comes naturally from you, or is that something that kind of you had to learn and like hone in? Obviously, like again, it's a natural thing, but like some people can, you know, overcome it a lot easier than others. Like
I feel like I had to. It came naturally, but not like I said. I used to feel like that though. So when I first started rapping, like when I was doing certain stuff or being around certain people, I'm just like, bro, like I know I'm better than this person or I know whatever, but that kind of be like the negative energy that's trying to like. That's the type of shit make you turn on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of fight against that to where it's like, nah, I don't, like I'm gonna give them their flowers, salute them, whatever, like, and give them love because it's like, bro, like he deserve it right now. You feel what I'm saying? I just got to go back and work on me, like. But that's why I learned. But that was like, cause I'm 24 now. When I used to feel like that, I was like 19, 20. Like when I was first rapping to where it's like, all right, everybody's saying I'm hard, everybody's saying I'm this or I'm next and I'm this and I'm that, but. Feel me? Like what's going? Like I don't see no results. Like it's like is y'all telling me shit just to tell me shit, or it's like I don't know. But now that I see it, just like okay, it's a process. Like and one thing that I did learn is I'm not the only person trying to get to where I'm trying to get. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
it's a race.
Yeah,
There's fucking millions of other people trying to do that
everywhere,
shit.
Though it's like you feel me? It's just like when they go to zooming out, it's like you go from my neighborhood to zoom out. It's Orlando, zoom out. It's the state, it's the country, it's the world. Like so, I just had to think like okay, like I'm gonna just do my best, and wherever I get placed, that's where I get placed. Like, I can't try to fight and try to take over number one position when it's like another nigga trying to do the same thing, and like 30 niggas, 50 niggas, however much. But even though it's way more than that, but I definitely had to learn and just be more humble and be way more patient to where it's like, don't try to rush nothing just because you see somebody doing something. And now that I've been rapping for a minute, and I got peers that rap, and I got peers who like getting signed and being around the big artists, and it's kind of like I don't see them no more. And I don't know like weird shit, like I don't see them no more, just like more so like they busy, they doing their thing, and it's like, damn, okay, like if bro can do it and I personally know him, I can do it too. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So I use it more so like that's hard. Like he got to where he at, he doing his thing, you feel me? I gotta be just more strategic, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely had to learn that. I don't think that's just something that just come 100% natural. Like you have to learn, because everybody's human. Everybody's gonna have some type of jealousy in them or whatever. I don't care what nobody say. Like you gonna feel some type of way about if you see somebody else doing better than you, but you can't allow that to make your next move. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know how to keep everything under control.
You gotta be fucking emotionally regulated. That's what it is. Because again, like you said, you're gonna feel it.
Because if you don't got to control, that's when it come out to where you hopping on live and you tagging and calling certain people out for. What?
Just wild.
Like just wild.
That's just wild. The fact that you can let your emotion make your decision go that far, where you gotta still, because it's a process to get on live. Like you gotta fucking open the app.
You gotta do all that.
You gotta fucking go.
People be that mad though.
And that whole process, you're just like, I'm about to fucking roast this motherfucker. It's like, god damn, like. I think it kind of, some people have it seems like you have a pretty cool temperament that it's like you can get mad but then like to hold on to that anger is not gonna happen, because like you said, it's honestly, like that shit will fucking drain you and you'll be exhausted emotionally, and then that's when it starts leaking into other parts of your life, and you can't go into the booth or do something, or if you're going out to practice something, it goes into that, and it shows in your performance and shit like that.
That shit. But I want to ask you, with the whole with the music scene, right? Like how you feel about the towards like TikTok and stuff, like how TikTok and music work now, like towards like if you get a viral song or something, like you can just easily blow like tomorrow.
I mean, I feel
like is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I feel like there's both. I feel like it's good and bad, and depending on how you capitalize on that move or what you do next after that, can be either good or bad for you. I think it's good in the sense because, again, I feel like taking out the middleman, not that there's no need for it, but I feel like, again, that kind of eliminates the gatekeeping a little bit. Like you still have your people who are going to be, holding shit down and kind of like seeing who's coming in and out and shit like that. But it gives the normal everyday person that maybe can't afford studio time all the time, or, it bridges the gap a little bit. So, you might, and again, from, however many songs that are going to go viral, how many of those are actually going to, stick and stand the test of time? Not many of them. Most of them are fucking, moments. And that's fine. But sometimes that's all somebody needs is a moment to capitalize or to make something of that. Where I think it's bad is, again, I just, oversaturation. And, it does make it that much harder for the person who actually does have the talent and actually is putting in the work to get noticed, because there's a lot more shit that you have to sift through and go through and things like that. And again, I'm a believer that, the cream always rises to the top. Like if you have talent and you're good at something and you're good enough at something, it's going to show. And, you're going to get noticed. Now, what you do with it and how you move and how you monetize it and moving forward, that's a different story. But, if somebody has talent, it'll show.
Type shit.
So it helps in that sense. But again, it hurts because now any fucking Joe Schmo can just go put out some shit. And then, out of the 100 people that are putting out, you might get 1 or 2 people that are actually good. And then, actually get into their video and shit like that might be, a little bit longer, a little bit more time consuming than it would have been then. But again, it eliminates the gatekeeper a little bit. It lessens the role of the gatekeeper a little bit, which I feel like is good because, you give somebody that type of power, we're all human. Power corrupts. It doesn't matter how good, how nice of a person you are. If you have that type of power where you're determining who's going to be successful and who's not, who's going to make money, who's not, you're going to most likely try and get people who, 1, you like, or 2, are going to align with you and keep you in power. Not So I mean, it's like you said, the politics of this shit is what fucks everything up.
See, I feel like with the whole TikTok thing, like I agree with that though. Like it's a good and bad thing. I feel like the good part is basically, yeah, like you said, it bridged the gap to where it's like you don't really have to try to no, I would say you can do that shit from your house type shit. Like you can blow up from how like you can
do it right here.
Song, right, and then post it on TikTok, and if it catch that traction, like that's definitely a good thing because it just give you that exposure because and what's good about it is because instead of trying to give it to people that's local, because it's harder for them to receive it. Because like I say, I feel like when they know you, it's kind of like they don't want to seem like a dick rider. They don't want to seem like nothing. Like you gotta really impress them. But with a stranger, they'll hear something and be like, oh, I fuck with that. Like I fuck with this person such and such, and then they'll try to put everybody else on. But I feel like with the whole thing, like the negative side to me is more so like I just feel like you say a lot of people be in the way because a lot of people make just one song like. It'll probably be cool, but they just did it just because and just try to see if they go viral. And it's a lot, like you said, a lot of songs be for the moment. Like I done heard a lot of songs on TikTok that just for that moment, and then I don't hear the song no more. Or they'll probably come out, perform, Rolling Loud, do some stuff, whatever, and okay, that person like fell off the face of the earth. Like, but I feel like it's kind of like it's bad for the people that's actually working and grinding very, very hard and trying to get there with the talent. But I feel like it's bad for that person who actually got to experience that because like you thinking that something's gonna happen based off of that moment, but it's like once it's like kind of fucked up to where it's like once they done with you, they done with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I done seen that a lot to where it's like once if you got a song that's hard and somebody else make another one, like your shit out the way.
What have you done for me lately?
It's like what have you done for me lately, and that's what make it harder. Like because some people might actually like the craft and stuff, but I feel like I wouldn't want this to happen for me. I hope it don't happen for me. I don't know, like to where it's like you get that song that blow up, and they just like you said, they just overplay, oversaturated to where it's like it's so hard for you to make something better than this. Like, and if you can't make something better than this one song you making, it's like you really not gonna go far. But it's not even your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like it's because they overplaying it and over whatever, and it's just like damn, like. Now I make this next song that I really, really love, but it's like, nah, this shit don't hit like the last song. Like, I don't want that song. We want this. Then you try to repeat it. Now they saying you sound the same on every song. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so damned like, if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, like
shit.
So it's like it's just like damn, like I don't know that I always ask people that though, like because it's just like it's different times now, like with the whole social media stuff, like.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel there's good and bad to most things. Depending on again, just with the TikTok shit, it just really depends if that's what you really want or not, and if and kind of like what you were saying before too, like even if you do blow up over one song and you think that's all it's gonna take and it's that easy, it's like it's not that easy because someone who's been in it like understands the nuance of it and like yes, you can have a good song, but like you were saying, you also have to have the look, you have to have the personality, you have to this, you have to be catchy and things like that. You kind of you have to be everything. You have to be kind of the total package to have any type of staying power. Facts. So it's like, all right, cool, like great, you have that moment, but like. Now you're kind of caught with your ass out a little bit. Like you don't have anything else lined up as opposed to somebody who, again, put out, 50, 60 songs before that one song blows up, but you've established like this is the style I'm going for. This is the aesthetic I'm going for. This is the sound I'm going for. Like this is the vibe. Like you have all those things lined up. So then when that one song blows up, they're hearing all your other shit. And then when people start coming in with offers for money, labels, tours, this, that, whatever, you already have that structure. That shit you have the foundation. Sense. Yeah. So, and there's some people that, have made it off of a song blowing up and then, they're able to ride the storm and have staying
everybody's
power.
Intentions be different though. You get that one and then shit, if it can feed you for the rest of your life, fuck it.
For real. You know honestly, fuck. Ain't nothing wrong with a one hit wonder.
Yeah,
fuck.
No, it ain't.
You gotta get it how you can. Like that's that's just the fact of the matter. Shit. There's no one way to do it, but it does seem like nowadays because of social media, there's more of a blueprint now for a lot of things, whether it's music, sports, podcasting, whatever. It seems like there is a blueprint you can follow now to where you could have success. Now, how high and how much success you have, that's a different story, but you can have a certain level of success if you follow this blueprint.
Right.
And hey, good, honestly, that puts more money in pockets of everyday people. And again, whether you take it and it feeds your family for the rest of your life, or you have a nice 2-3 year run where you're making a lot of money, where you're able to set yourself up for future success, maybe outside of that field. But now you got the funds, now you got the money, go do something else with it and be smart with it.
Right.
But that's not everybody. That's you know natural selection. It's in everything. It's in
Right.
it's in life. It's in music. It's in sports. Like it's in everything. To where if if you get the funds and you get what you're some type of financial backing with something or financial success, like how are you gonna make that last? How are you gonna because a little 100, 200, 300K is nice, but that shit not gonna last forever.
Yeah, that shit ain't
It's
gonna last
nice,
forever.
but maybe 2-3 years if you're smart with it. But if you're just trying to live off of that shit, so how are you gonna reinvest that? How are you gonna do this? How are you gonna make it so then that 200,000-300,000 can take you to the next level in your life, and now you're really creating some type of financial success for yourself and setting yourself up. So social media is definitely, and with AI too now, I mean, that shit's here. Like it's been here. There's no way around it. So you got to embrace it. Like for me, at least with the podcast, like I said before, like the social media part was the hardest part for me. Talking to people, asking questions, getting guests on, kicking, it's just like, I can sit back and talk shit with my friends. This is exactly what I'm doing. I'm just doing it on a microphone and with a fucking camera. So like, it's the same shit. That's always been easy. It's like kind of like you, kind of putting myself out there. I don't really like being on social media a lot. I don't really like putting my life out there much. I don't really like, in times like this, it's like I don't really mind. But like, just if I'm out, like I'm out in the cut, I'm chilling, like I'm vibing, I'm scoping everything, and like just catching a vibe and shit. I'm not the dude trying to draw attention to myself, but
fast.
That's part of the game. That's part of the game with a lot of shit now. Restaurants, if you're starting a business, if you're rapping, if you're whatever, like you got to be on social media. A lot of people are on social media, and you can get a lot of customers, you can build your fan base, insert whatever field you're in. But, that's part of the business now. So you kind of have to either suck it up and get used to it, or you kind of get left behind. Yeah. And that was kind of where I was at. And I'm like, all right, well, I might not like it, but here I got to do it. So I sucked it up, and that's part of it now. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But nah, man, that shit is just.
Yeah, I feel like I would say though, like on some, cause I like to like give little messages and shit. Like when I do interviews and podcasts, like I would say like for the people like that is doing stuff like music, business, whatever it is, everybody know that already. Like it's not nothing new. To where it's like you just gotta be consistent, like all the time. Because like you say, with if it's a restaurant opening or whatever, like they making an ad or a TikTok or whatever, like you always gonna see somebody promoting something. So that's where it's like I wouldn't want anybody to get like kind of like weak minded and say like, dang, like there's just so many people doing stuff and I'm getting overwhelmed, like because I may be trying to do something and there's 10 other people doing it and they kind of doing it way better than me. But I would say like you gotta be consistent. Like I was just telling somebody earlier, like it don't matter how consistent you are being like annoying, mad, sad, happy, whatever. If you consistent doing that all the time, like it's gonna get to that point to where like you gonna get in that spotlight because you just keep doing it.
You can't be ignored at that point.
Even like like people that's on social media, like I don't really like saying people's name, but it's like Charleston White and stuff. Like dude was doing something consistently, but it just wasn't working. But once he switched it and started doing something consistently to where it's like manipulating the internet kind of. Like you feel me? It got him to where he wanted to be. Like same thing with like DDG, like the YouTubers that I watch, they consistently do things until they find that niche, and then just like, all right, boom. Like that's why you always see them. It don't matter what time of the day or whatever you're doing, they're on the internet and just like, well, damn, like this all I see.
Yeah.
But then you kind of get that new up and coming person to where like, damn, where this person came from. And like you said, if you putting out 100 things and then that one thing pops, somebody go back and see like this dude been doing this. Like that dude, like I say, the name is just like the dude that used to spray the stuff and clean and say the little riddles like, oh, this can clean this and that, and I can clean your shoes and whatever. Like it was the black dude with the Gap. Like he be on the street like cleaning little stuff. Like it's just like being consistent. Like I say, no matter what you're doing, like it could be. I hope it's positive, but if it's negative or positive, and it's kind of sad that like the more consistent you is doing negative stuff, that kind of reach over the positive. But like you say, if you really grinding and stuff and you really genuine whatever you doing, that shit gonna get somewhere. Like you say, not know what type of success you gonna reach or what level of satisfaction you gonna get, but it's gonna get somewhere. Like, so it's like just main thing, just be consistent no matter how much you see people over posting more than you or doing whatever, like you feel like, man, I ain't doing enough, or you feel like my quality and stuff ain't that good, whatever you got, work with it, put it out until you can do better. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, bro, everybody do their best, and you just got to get out ahead of like trying to compare and contrast, like, you feel me? Because they always say like comparison like steals the joy type stuff. So it's like, but yeah, that's like my message to the people though, like,
it's a solid message, honestly. Can't say it better myself. One more thing before we get out though. When in the beginning of the podcast, you told me that you were listening to mainstream stuff. I heard you mention Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars, I think he's great. To me, my opinion, I think he might be the best vocalist of like our time. I think he's fucking great. But like outside of like rap and shit like that, do you draw inspiration from any artists, like, pop artists like Bruno Mars or something like that? Shit. That you kind of, even if it's not even like direct inspiration, it's more
cause like it won't to be like, I can't name a person to where it's like, okay, I got these amount of songs. I may have one song from each person, like, cause like I said, growing up, I never listened to none of the people that was from Orlando, or like because I just was always in the house. Like I would, like I said, I never claimed to be street, nothing. When Bruno Mars dropped the Lazy song, like in my bed, I was like, I watched that shit before it even had 1 million views. Like, feel me? Like Katy Perry fireworks, like just because I was watching Disney Channel, like all stuff. I was a cool, good kid. So my inspiration, like from when I really started making music to where it's like outside of the rap, because I think that's why I kind of, like, how can I say it? To where like the pop artists or whatever, they have more so structure to their music. To where it's like they have a build up. It's coming in kind of soft and mellow. Then you get that bridge, and then at the end it's gonna like everything, all the instruments.
They know how to make it hit,
right? And it's like usually now with the more so rap stuff, it's like as soon as you turn it on, it's go, like it's straight in, the beat hitting, everything crazy. So it's so much at once. So sometimes I don't like that, because just like I want to feel the substance. But to answer your question, like my inspiration, like from on the outside, like the pop or whatever, I mean, I would say like Adam Levine.
All right.
I know a lot of his songs though. I ain't gonna count. Adam Levine. And who? I don't think it's One Republic, but it's a song when I think it's called like, I forgot. But it's some shit. The Lucas Graham dude that got that one song, that 7 years old song. I fought with him.
My mom loves that song.
Yeah. So, him, Lucas Graham, Coldplay. I think it's called Paradise.
Yeah.
But who else? Like Adele. Bruno Mars, cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. But yeah, like just people who more so got that pop. And like those songs, like Why You Gotta Be So Rude, songs like that. Like I don't really focus on the artist. I just listen to what they say. So I can't really pinpoint the artist, but because like you say, like they know how to make it hit, and it's just the structure of the music. I just like, because I always pay attention. Like then when I listen to it, it's always like it lets you like kind of introduce to the song, and I'm hearing and a lot of times they repeating the same thing. Like they'll probably say this a certain way, and then once everything come in, they repeat it, but it's way more stronger. And it's like giving you two different versions. Like, so it's like, damn, okay, I like that build up to where like I kind of implement that into my songs. So it's like, okay, you can go hook verse, or not. Even if you're not going hook verse, you can go just verse, but you don't have to start off to where you just turn the beat on and it's just like, all right, we're going straight into it. It's like, like the Young Boys and Lil Uzi, like, which I listen to them though. I like it. Like I say, just a time to turn that stuff on. But yeah, I think having those two, just the versatility of having it, give you a different aspect of looking at it. But yeah, I definitely take inspiration for those artists and those groups or those bands. And I listen to them and just like take notes from it, cause it's just like, damn, like, and they life is just way different. Like they don't talk about nothing that we talking about. Like if anything, it'll be like on some love stuff, but they actually like it'll be heartfelt to where it's like, they vulnerable in their music. I feel like we used to be vulnerable, like more so the culture people type stuff, like the black people, like to where it's like. But I was like back in the 90s, like where it's like LL Cool J's, R. Kelly's, them, like
I mean 90s R&B is a genre that
still get played now. But nowadays it's like you don't really get that softness from none of the music.
Well, I think what did that though, and these are two artists that are two of my favorites, but kind of The Weeknd and Party Next Door, kind of they fused kind of rap and R&B And it was more of the R&B feel with
the Weeknd rap though,
with rap lyrics though. Like so he's singing, but his subject matter is very like rap, very raunchy, very gritty type shit. Yeah. Same with Party Next Door too. They're over here singing like I'm gonna fuck you bitch and make it sound good though. Like I'm gonna make that pussy wet and fucking make that shit sound fucking like but it's rap fucking lyrics. They're just singing that shit, R&B, and that kind of, you know, I feel like that kind of brought in the wave of like, you know, rap and R&B kind of became one thing.
Vibe on it. And even like you say, they brought that vibe in. But even when those were like 2012, 2013, like Chief Keef them, like when that shit started, it just like everybody really like toughened up. Like nobody was really like on the tight time to where it's like let's make music or complimentary music to the ladies type shit. I feel like the most recent shit that I heard that's for the ladies is either like the Boston Richie shit to where he talk about tricking and stuff, but that's like tricking. That's not nothing really about love. It's more so like spin that shit and she gonna fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like probably on some complimentary lady, probably Skilla Baby when he started rapping more so like, you know, you the type I like, whatever. Like he probably like the only person more, but it's not R&B.
Yeah.
The majority of the songs now, like, and I was talking to somebody about that, it's just like a lot of the music.
But R&B now is like, I feel like R&B is
R&B though.
I feel like and not pure R&B. I agree with you, but I feel like right now like alternative rap is an R&B genre now at this point. Because if you listen to a lot of those guys, it's like it is singy shit, and it is more close. It's closer to like 90s type lyrics. It's a little bit, you know, more. It's not as much like where it's all too super like
ain't all about the girl. It's like
but it definitely gives more of that feel of like, you know, the kind of Afro beat type shit, the neo soul type shit, but like, you know, and they're still singing to you, kind of like what's his name, fucking Daniel Caesar, shit like that, like where he's singing, but like it is, you know, they're still cursing and shit like that. Like 90s R&B, there was no cursing. Like they were like telling you that, I'm about to fucking rock your world, baby, but like making it sound smooth and shit. But
some shit the girl gonna want to partake
exactly. But no, I mean, I think that's great though, that, you know, you don't just listen to your genre of music. Like you go out, and I think it's smart too that, you know, you're listening to, well, what's making this hit a hit? Like how are these people being consistent and making hits, and how can I apply that to what I'm doing and apply that to my music? I think that, you know, I don't think enough people do that. You know, they'll kind of, like you said, listen around a little bit, but they just listen to it for fun.
It's not like you say, I'm not listening to it every day, just more so studying the music. Like,
hey, but I mean, that's probably more important than, because again, then you can apply that. You take those notes, then when you go into the studio, go and lay something down, it's like, wait, instead of doing this, like, let me go back and, you know, let me write it like this and see if this, you know, comes off, sounds a little better and shit like that. But I mean, being a student of the game of whatever you're doing, it definitely, you know, and not, again, especially in music where there's so many different categories of it, but there's still like, whether it's rap, R&B, pop, country, fucking, you know, whatever, there is a formula to make a hit song. And taking that and applying it to what type of music you're doing, you know, I feel like, you know, again, not a lot of people are doing that. People just stick to what they know and like look within their circle or their field and don't, you know, look at the bigger, broader picture. So respect for that.
Yes, sir.
But shit, man, we got a solid hour, and so we did a good job. Before we sign out, a little PSA. I got fucking shirts.
Yeah.
No Hangover hoodies. We got No Hangover shirts in 1, 2, 3 colorways, and I got dry fit No Hangover shirts. Hit me up in the DMs. Talk about pricing. It does cost a little bit. I'm trying to make money out here, so you know we'll talk about that. But let me know. Supplies are limited right now, so tap in. Hit me up in the DMs at No Hangover Podcast, and we can get you a No Hangover shirt. They're cool. They're legit. They're nice. That logo's good. Tap in. But Pharo the Great, my guy, that shit was a pleasure sitting down, talking with you, picking your brain. You're a smart dude. You're aware.
Appreciate
you're humble.
That. Yes, sir.
Keep on doing what you're doing. Much success in the future. This is episode 215 of the No Hangover Podcast. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, follow at No Hangover Podcast on Instagram, at No_Hangover on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you give us feedback, whether you like it, you don't like it, you think I'm the smartest guy in the world, or you think I'm a dumbass. Let me know. Everybody love everybody. Deuces.
Yo.
Good shit.